What's up, Girls Talk Sports TV? I'm Khristina Williams, and today we have two-time WNBA champion Renee Montgomery here with us. Thank you so much for joining us, Renee. I'm so happy we could finally have you here.
Thank you for having me. Hold on, say my last name one more time.
Montgomery?
Say it again. Say it louder for the people in the back.
Am I saying it wrong?
I don't know yet. Let me see.
Okay.
Let me see. Say
Montgomery?
Oh, yeah. Dang it. Yeah. No, I'm joking. Yeah, it was great. It was great. I just it's a whole thing now. I didn't know people couldn't say my name, so it's a whole thing now. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm glad I was able to.
You killed it. You killed it.
To kill it. All right. So talk about the first time you realized that basketball was something that you wanted to pursue as a career.
Oh, man. As a career, well, the WNBA wasn't even a thing until I was 10. So I'd say around 16, 17. I didn't really think about it much. I was just trying to get a college scholarship. That was like my whole goal. So I didn't really think about it much. I come from like a family of we got to go to school, you know? Yeah. And so now that I'm here and I think back, I'm like, I guess I've been thinking about it all along, but just didn't know that was the goal.
Now, you have on your UConn gear.
Come on now.
I actually just came back from Tampa.
Come on now.
I was there at the Final Four.
Yeah.
And your team actually got eliminated in the semifinals.
Yeah.
Talk about your experience at UConn and what it was like playing with Maya Moore, Tina Charles.
Yeah, I mean, I had a great experience. It's crazy because, you know, when I say I go to UConn, everybody's like, well, how many did you win? And I'm like, only one, you know? Like, it's like such a disappointment, but that's the culture that's created there. I wore these sweats, of course, because had we won, I would have probably had these on. So, you know, you got to take the good and the bad. So we lost. I'm still repping it because when I say I bleed blue, it's not just because of the athletics. It's because of the experience I had there, the way they taught you how to prepare, the way they taught us how to be women, and all that came into it. Shouts to Chris Daly, Tanya Cardoso, Jamel Elliott, and obviously the Godfather, Coach Ariema. But it's a culture that they breed there that the reason that we all like bleed blue.
Talk about the girls that are playing this season. What can you say about them?
What girls?
On UConn.
Oh, man. My heart goes out to the seniors. I won one, and I'm so thankful it was my senior year because, like, it's just you just never want to, like, leave feeling like you have unfinished business. But shouts to the seniors. They had an unbelievable career. I'm always going to be a proud alumni, a proud Husky. Just the way they carried themselves in failure and in victory.
Now, I just want to rally back to Maya Moore. You played with her in college.
TT and Mama.
This season, she actually announced that she's not returning and she's going to pursue ministry work. Do you have any thoughts about that?
Yeah, good for her. I mean, like if Mama never dribbled the ball again, she's given so much to women's basketball. She's given, I mean, you got to think, we give our whole lives to it. When we play overseas, when we play in the WNBA, we have 2.5 weeks in between each season. We give our whole lives to the game of basketball. And she's given her whole life, but boy, was she good at it. So it feels like she's giving us more. Like, you know, like somebody could have gave us 20 years and she gave us a good, I don't know how many she was in the league, 10 maybe. No, she couldn't have been in there 10 because I've been in there 10. She probably gave us she's 2 years, 8 years. Mm-hmm. But those 8 years, I mean, golly, she's been an all-star probably every year, MVP. She's won championships. I mean, and the way that she represented women's basketball as a whole and as herself, like, I couldn't be happier for her to pursue something that's in her heart.
Now, speaking about giving it your all, a lot of WNBA players have been very vocal recently about the current conditions, like travel conditions, the CBA, the opt-out. Yeah. Can you talk about that?
Can I? Yeah.
Okay, give us the exclusive.
I know. So it's interesting because, like, really what we want to do is to feel like a professional.
Right.
You know, we prepare like professionals, we carry ourselves like professionals, and we do our part to be professionals. So we want to feel like that when we walk into the arena. We want to feel like that when we're traveling to a different city. So we really just want the standards that we've set for ourselves to match when it's the hotel we're staying at, the flight schedule we're on, the arena we're playing in. Right. And we feel like right now everything's not on the same level. You have some places where they exceed it, you know? You have some places where they fall really, really short of it. So we just want basically a minimum standard of what's acceptable.
Talk about the gender pay disparity in professional sports. A lot of people, especially internet trolls, they get it confused. The trolls, they come out. There's Cambridge, Skylar Diggins, and players like that. They all are very vocal, especially on social media, about people coming at them. Can you talk about it?
Yeah, the Get in the Kitchen crew.
Yes.
Oh man, they tell me
tired joke.
They tell me to get in the kitchen every day. I could be talking about anything. They tell me to get in the kitchen. I don't cook. I did have a chef. I don't cook, so y'all can stop telling me
Stop telling her to get in the kitchen.
Stop telling me to get in the kitchen. I don't cook. Shouts to Eat Clean Bro though. It's a food delivery service that now I don't even have to worry about any of that. But no, it's funny because like, I guess it does bother some people. They're really wasting their time with me. Like I won't even ever be the one to block them because it just doesn't bother me that much that I don't even feel the need to block them. Listen, if they want to spend their nights and their days setting alerts for whenever I post something so that they can post to tell me to get in the kitchen, thank you. Like, thank you. I mean, you know how sometimes they say good publicity or bad publicity is good publicity.
At least they're talking.
They talking. So, and you know what? I've noticed they're starting to get a little bit more aggressive. So I'm starting to feel like the WNBA must be gaining some traction because it's starting to make them a little bit more mad. And I'm like, well, what's going on here? What's going on, guys? Like, no, but you can just feel that like something's happening with the WNBA, and I guess they're not here for it. So they're trying to like rally their troops, whatever they're trying to do. I'm here for it all.
Now, speaking of the WNBA gaining traction, today they actually announced that they rebranded the logo.
Yeah.
And you're featured in the new Make Way campaign. So talk about that experience and what it was like to film that commercial with other WNBA
man,
players.
they gave me a pony, the making of a pony. They gave me like, something, and I kept on like whipping that thing. But it was cool because and what I was just talking about earlier is a standard. And the photo shoot, man, they had like the real deal camera crew, they had the lighting, everything, and it just felt like a professional setting. And the video turned out great. And I'm not surprised that when you put the time and effort into something that the product is going to be good. Right. So we already have a good product. We just want the others to meet as far as, the travel logistics. But the WNBA, really, they're trying to set a standard, and you can tell by how they're trying to rebrand and how they're trying to do different things, and I'm here for it.
Now, speaking about the message behind the commercial Make Way, what does that mean to you?
I mean, I think Make Way is because for me personally, it seems like people only allow a certain amount of things for women. All right, we already have one woman that's a sports anchor, so that's enough. We're not going to have any in the rest of the thing. Or we already only have one woman that's the head in the department. We're not going to have any more. So I know they meant in a sense the basketball terms, but for me, I just think it means make way for women. We're on the rise. We're becoming CEOs. We're becoming Black female leads. You just see a lot of different things happening with women, and the culture is changing. I think I'm taking it as make way for women.
Now, talk about making way for women. You played for the Atlanta Dream under Nikki Collins.
Hey. Oh, hey, Coach Nikki.
Talk about what it's like to play under that leadership.
Man, I mean, it's crazy because this is her first year. Last year, and she got WNBA coach of the year, well deserved. It should and that's the thing, just to have never been a head coach of a professional team before, and to do what she did with our group. I mean, that's why she got coach of the year, because it was. Half of our team was returning, half of our team was new. Whole new coaching staff, whole new system.
Including you adapting to the new system coming into Atlanta.
Yeah, it was, and you know what, the thing I like about coaches, is particularly her, is what they tell you when they're trying to wow you and recruit you is the same as when you're there, and she was the exact same person as when she called me. I was playing in Israel and it was free agency. And she called me on the phone. We talked for 2 hours, and she's telling me what she wants to be like as a coach, what she would prefer from a point guard, what system she likes to play, how I fit into that system. And when training camp came, it was all the same things that she said. And so for me, I have a huge level of respect, because sometimes it's not easy to tell the truth when you're trying to recruit somebody or wow somebody. And she was basically we'll see. She never came in and was like, oh yeah, you're going to be the starting point. She never said anything like that. And knowing that other people were probably saying that to me during the free agency process.
Did Tiffany Hayes have any?
Actually, I told Kiera I'm signing with Atlanta. She had no idea.
Yeah.
That probably took. I think everybody really assumed I was going back to Minnesota. So. There were some players trying to recruit me for other teams, but I think it was kind of I just came off of a championship.
Yes.
And I'm pretty sure the general consensus was I was going back to Minnesota. So yeah, I broke the news to Kiera that I was going there. But I just think for her to not try to just wow me like she probably figured the other coaches were doing, I think that said a lot about her.
Now, talking about free agency and new players coming in, the WNBA draft is this week.
Tomorrow.
No, Wednesday.
Oh, what's that? Sorry, my schedule's crazy.
What advice do you have for the upcoming class?
Just get ready. You know, you go from college where you might be playing against 1 or 2 All-Americans on a good day.
Right.
To where now everybody on the roster was an All-American typically. The WNBA, it's 144 players. Like, that's it. Like, there's only 144 players, and there's probably 244 that could make a roster, you know, if the system was right for them or depending on different things. So to be even drafted into a league that it's hard to get in the WNBA. I mean, it's hard. You see all kinds of great college players where everybody's like, man, I thought that they would, you know, for sure have made a team, but it just goes to say the talent level that's already there. So I would just tell them, take it all in.
Do you think the WNBA should expand and make more teams?
That's tough because we don't have every team excelling right now.
Right.
So, you know, it's hard to, like, as a company, if you were a company and all aspects of your company aren't excelling, you're not going to be like, hey, let's branch out and do some more while we're still losing money here, you know? So I get the struggle and the dilemma with trying to expand. But I do think we're on the rise. And I think just as soon as we do get everybody on a certain level, I think it's time to reach out and go some different places. But I feel like as a business, if I was a business owner, if my company isn't like going through the roof, charting off the number, like off the charts with the numbers, I would be a little hesitant to expand as well.
Now, speaking about business, you just, you're in the process of launching your own nonprofit.
Yeah, it's launched, baby. We here.
It's launched already.
We are here.
All right. So tell people about your nonprofit organization and initiative.
Yeah, so you know how this is your baby?
Yes.
My nonprofit is my baby. So it's exciting for me because it's something that I've been thinking about for a while. And as I told you, we play year round. And so during the off season, I'm out of the country and it's hard to get a lot of stuff done when you're not hands on. So this is the first year that I had free time to myself. And it was one of the first things I did. It's a long process. So I started it like right after the season was over because to get yourself a 501c3, which means that, you know, you can be federally written off in your taxes. It's a long process. And in January, I finally got, you know, cleared and I'm officially official.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And it's so exciting because now, and it's exciting for me because, look, I don't need it to be a 501c3, but I know that when it is, more companies, it gives me more flexibility to reach out to companies to ask, okay, do you want to support this initiative I'm doing? One of the big ones I'm doing is I'm chartering a bus from West Virginia to my Atlanta Dream, one of my Atlanta Dream games on June 23rd. It's an ESPN game. And I'm doing that because West Virginia, we have no pro sports, like none. So a lot of people in West Virginia, most people in West Virginia have never seen a pro game.
Okay.
And so I'm the first bus I'm chartering, it's only one so far, but hopefully, you know, we can get good funding.
Yes.
But it's just basically like a friends and family appreciation of people that have followed my career because it's hard to keep up with somebody that's never there. But there's a group of people, a core group of people in West Virginia that have like been there every step of the way. So I want to like show my appreciation while also exposing them to sports, which is called Let's Go Pro. That's the initiative. Yeah.
That's awesome. Now, so speaking about more off the court efforts, you also stepped into acting and TV hosting. And you were working on a movie. Are you still working on a movie?
Oh, we wrapped. Okay. So I started doing some acting. I actually been doing that for a while as far as classes are concerned. I just kind of kept it on the hush.
Why?
Well, because the thing is, I signed here in Atlanta. Well, we're here in New York, but I signed in Atlanta, and I didn't want people to be like, oh, your focus isn't on basketball and this and that. You know, like that's anytime anything's going wrong, people search for why. So I wanted to just kind of do it under the radar so that people could understand that multitasking is a thing. You know, like
you're able to do it.
I know, but you know, people love to like blame things on other things. So I kind of did it under the radar just to make sure that everybody understood, like, okay, I'm very well capable of doing things and focusing on basketball. So now that season worked out well and we had a great season last year, now I'm like outwardly speaking about it because the test run went well. Now,
let's go back to last season. Yeah. You guys were eliminated in the playoffs by the Knicks. But you had a good season as a player. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, I was really proud of last year, just particular of my career because that was a hard season. a whole new system, a lot of young players, and I've been very fortunate that I've been on teams that are very disciplined. I've been on teams where the players were very disciplined. In Connecticut Sun, we had a Lawson who, like, you can set your clock by her schedule, you know. We had, like, my other UConn teammates, Asia Jones, Tina Charles, Kalena Green, so I know that we all prepared the same and did the same. I mean, in Minnesota, there's no secret. There's super discipline there, starting at the head with the coach, Coach Reeve, and then going down, you know, the point guard, Lindsay Whalen, Simone, Maya Moore. And so you know, that's Sylvia Fowles. But yeah, so Atlanta was different because it was different because, like, they were used to a certain way of doing things that was basically, like, not what I was used to. In a sense that, you know, in a sense that they were used to, you know, not necessarily regimented plays where if you wanted to break the play. They actually, you know, Atlanta was one of the teams that you knew that they don't run a lot of offense. They try to fast break and they don't run offense and set offenses as much because, you know, they're like horses. They can go, and their athleticism. So just being the captain of a team that's not as disciplined as I was used to was a real, like, I would say challenge, but the players on the team, they responded so well to me and the coaching staff. It was fun. Like, I think they started to like it. You know, it was fun.
I personally have seen you guys play against the Liberty, and the team chemistry looks like you guys really click and mesh together.
We like each
Talk
other.
about the culture of the team.
Yeah, we like each other, and that's it sounds like a simple concept, but. And just think about any job. Like, everybody doesn't usually like each other.
You have to like your coworkers.
Yeah, you don't always like every coworker. You know, there's always, like, coworkers talking about other coworkers. But we genuinely, in Atlanta, we like each other. And we enjoy playing with each other. And we enjoy having fun. And the great news about that is our coach, Coach Nikki, she allows us to do that. Right. She doesn't, like, see us playing around and joking around and, like, hey, you guys get serious. Like, you know, especially so I was even talking to her about this when we went to the playoffs. So, you know, like, we've always been the team that everybody, as we warm up, we're dancing and we're doing all, you know, we're doing some things. So, I went to Coach Nikki and them, and I was just like, we were talking, I was like, you know, you can't, like, we have to still be able to be that group when we go to playoffs. And I mean, it's not even like she didn't even think about that. She already was on board with that anyway. So just for her to because that's hard to do as a coach, because you want to, like, you're nervous already, and then you see them playing around and you're like, okay, they're not ready, they're not serious, they're not prepared. And especially when it's money time, and she still let us do that. So that's why I said I have the utmost respect for her, because a lot of times coaches even try to switch it up for playoffs, like, all right guys, it's time to get serious, this is for all the marbles. No, we were the same team from start to finish. So
why do you think it just didn't connect last season, and how do you plan on bouncing back next season? I
mean, shoot, we lost 20 points per game. You know, we a lot of people overlook the impact of Angel McCautry's injury, but I mean, this was our only All-Star. I mean, Kiera to me was an All-Star, but that was our only All-Star halfway through the season that was voted in. And so for us to lose that, we still ended up doing well, but when it comes down to the playoffs and matchups and series, you need all the firepower you can get. So I think losing Cuzzo was big for us, because there were times in the games where we really couldn't generate offense, or we couldn't generate. And she's not even just offense. She'll get a crazy steal, you know, a momentum play, offensive rebounder. Like, she did a lot for us that we missed. And we missed a lot of shots, and I know every team will say, like, you know, if we made more shots, if we didn't get injured. So typical sports stuff happened to us.
And so what can we expect next season from the Atlanta Dream, and how do you plan on adjusting your play so that you guys can make it to the top?
Shoot, I expect more of the same. I hope more of the same. Last year was like, I'm sure we exceeded what expectations were. I mean, who would have thought we would have went into the playoffs, the number 2 team in the league? You know, that's kind of crazy to think about, considering the last season, the Atlanta Dream didn't even make the playoffs. So That's a huge turnaround. Do I expect us to go into this playoffs number 2? I don't know. It's just. I just expect more of the same in the sense of the same energy that we bring, the same passion that we bring. I expect the coaching staff to still be the same, and I expect us to still enjoy each other. So when I say more of the same, it may not be the record, which I would love to have. Yes. I would love to go in number 2 into the playoffs, but I just expect more of the same in the sense of like we're going to be the same Atlanta team we were last year.
Now, I want to end this on a high note. Now,
Let's
on
do it.
Instagram.
Let's do it. Do it for the gram. I ain't going to do it. Do it for the gram. What?
You started your one-hitter quitter segment.
Oh, my gosh, I know. Okay, yeah, so that was crazy. So I just randomly was on a flight, and I was like, all right, I'm going to start posting more, and I'm talking to this guy, George. Shouts to George. It was random. I didn't even know him then, but it was like a 4-hour flight. I think we were going across L.A. to Atlanta. And I was saying, like, I need to start doing some stuff because I'm kind of around, like, a lot of celebrities all the time. I'm around a lot of athletes all the time. And, and so he was like, why don't you just ask him one question, just something simple, And I was like, I like that. And I was like, I think I'll call it my one-hitter quitter. So that's how it, like, began. Oh, my gosh.
And
like,
it's taken off.
And I have like 45 in the chamber at this point right now.
I think it's the funniest thing in the world,
It's crazy. And I need to so I haven't even posted them in like 4 days. I need to life has happened, which is a good problem to have because like going into this off season, I didn't even have a plan and it's been like on the go. I need to get back to posting them. Hello. Thanks for the reminder.
You're welcome.
Let me do you one while we're sitting here. All right.
Okay, I'm a little nervous.
Okay.
Don't make it too hard.
No, well, they're opinionated questions, so it's no right or wrong answer. No right or wrong answer. Ooh. All right. If you had to choose between your dream job or your dream spouse, which one would you choose?
Oh.
What? You gotta make a hard one. Oh yeah, you gotta make a choice. Dream job or dream spouse?
Dream job or dream spouse?
It's like, so if you have one, you're not gonna have the other. Because
I'll do dream spouse.
Okay, because so you. Are you sure? You said it with a question mark.
I'm not actually sure.
You gotta choose. Because a lot of people say, well, I'll get my dream husband and then I'll work on getting those. If you have one, you're not gonna have the other. So what are you going with? Love or career? It's always, and it's crazy because women
wins,
because women, a lot of times we have to actually choose.
That's true.
A lot of times women have to, guys don't usually have to choose. He can
do both.
He can do both. He can have a wife and she can get pregnant and he can go on with business as usual. But women, if we settle down and we want to have a kid, our career gets put on hold. You don't know if you're going to still have the same job title when you get back.
That's true.
So that's a not as harsh as a choice as I'm giving you, but it's really a reality. So
it is. So if my passion is my purpose, then I would hope in some shape or form it will all align.
You would hope because they say women have to work twice as hard and everything like that, and that's why a lot of professional women don't end up getting married.
I guess that's what we have in common too.
Yeah.
Me starting Girls Talk Sports TV,
that's all.
You being a professional basketball player.
You don't see no rings on our fingers. But I think I'm single by choice. But hey, listen,
I'm single by choice too.
Good, but no, for real. I was just so. What was your answer? I still haven't gotten a definitive answer just yet.
So my answer would be dream job.
Yeah, I think that's a legit answer. It sounds crazy, but I'm pretty sure a lot of people would choose that.
Right.
And then I know in the back of your mind, you're like, and hope that I find a man along the way. Yeah.
If I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, then that person will, probably be on that journey.
You better speak it. You better speak that person into existence.
Amen.
All right.
Well, thank you so much for joining us here on Girls Talk Sports TV.
Thank you for having me. Y'all did that. 5 cameras, all of this and that. The lighting is on point, Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.